When it comes to the NCAA and college athletics, Division III is often overlooked. No NIL deals, no scholarships, and lack of funding, facilities, and fans. That is no different here at Fredonia University, a small state school located in western New York with an enrollment of about 3,200. Athletics here are subpar to say the least, as most programs haven't seen major success in a decade or longer. Despite individual accomplishments, the last conference title for any team sport came in 2009, 15 years ago. So what makes student athletes want to continue to play at the Division III level, even at a school like Fredonia?
My name is Parker Brakebill. I'm from Orange County, California. I play hockey here at Fredonia, and I'm currently a senior.
My name is Gracie Auer. I am a junior. I am a biology major, and I am from Lewiston, New York. I play soccer.
Isaiah Youngquist. I'm originally from Chicago, but moved to the suburbs. I am a junior, and I play basketball.
My name is Kayla Hagan. I'm a senior here at Fredonia. I was on the swim team here as well, and I'm from Lockport, New York.
My name's Tyler Curtis from Rochester, New York. I play baseball here, and I'm a junior.
When I first came here, it was before anybody else got on campus. So I was looking around campus, and I didn't see many bodies, so I was a little nervous.
Before I came here, I was very intimidated by Fredonia athletics. I thought that I'd be walking in to a very scary atmosphere because this is college athletics.
I mean, if I'm being honest, you don't hear much about them. Kind of a smaller school. I knew they were known for their performing arts, not really their athletics.
Prior to coming to Fredonia, I didn't know much about Fredonia itself, but I did know a couple guys who came and played hockey here at the program, and they absolutely loved it.
I knew some friends who were coming here, but also going back to the education part, they had a good education program. You were able to get into the field experience right away as a freshman, which was a really good opportunity.
I thought that the team atmosphere that was brought from my very first recruiting visit was something special, and so it stood out for me when I was picking a college.
Not everybody's path to Division III is the same, and a lot of student athletes have their own unique story to tell.
So originally I was supposed to go to bigger schools out of high school, but then I had torn my ACL before my senior year, and then COVID hit. So then I took a JUCO route, and the JUCO I went to was a very good JUCO, and they had some good players there, and I never, once you are established somewhere, it's hard to go up the ranks, so to speak. So I didn't get the recruiting that I wanted out of there, and then, it led me to here, and I wouldn't want to be nowhere else but down here.
COVID was my senior year of high school, so it got canceled, and I kind of had no looks, no offers, so I chose to go to junior college. I went to Finger Lakes Community College for 2 years, was hurt the majority of my time there. Had a bunch of good summer leagues, played well, and got recruited to go to Bonaventure, and ended up getting cut from there, and here I am at SUNY Fred.
Prior to coming to Fredonia, I played youth hockey and high school hockey back home in California, which then led me to play junior hockey up in Canada and Manitoba in a small town called Verdun for the Verdun Oil Capitals of the Manitoba Junior Hockey League. While I was there, Coach Meredith found me and scouted me, and that is how I ended up here. I continue to play at the college level because that was always a dream of mine. Growing up playing hockey, the main goal was always to come to school and play college hockey to earn an education, but also play the sport that I loved.
Because I love my sport. I love swimming. It's been my passion. I have been doing it for years and years, and I just wanted to keep doing it for the last couple of years that I could.
Yeah, I think I go home at night and think about it a ton. And at the end of the day, it boils down to loving the game and just putting in work continually. And there's nothing else I'd rather do in my life than play, so if I'm going to do it here, I'm going to do it here. I love it.
As much as student athletes prioritize their sports, athletics aren't everything at the D3 level.
Academics are very important to me. My mom instilled that from me at a very young age to always make sure that academics come first.
I came in as a biology major and have stuck through it, so the sciences are definitely not something to be joked about. It's been a struggle, but it's a struggle I take pride in.
Most coaches do know that D3 athletes also want to prioritize their work.
There's a lot of support. Being in a small school like this, you have a lot of support staff that they all know you and they want to help you and know what you're going through, and they're willing to help you get through those long days with your schoolwork and whatnot so that you can perform both on and off the ice.
My coach is very helpful with working around academics as well as the advisors. They do a really good job and making sure I'll have time for soccer and have time for bio.
So when you want to become a teacher, one of the last things you do is student teach. So that's basically kind of being like a full-time teacher without pay. You have to go into schools from the school hours, so all day. It could be 8 to 4, 8 to 3, whatever. I couldn't do a sport and be committed to the sport and the practices. So I ultimately came up with this decision at the end of my junior season to not swim anymore. It was a really hard decision. Last season was my best season, where I was able to get all PRs and get top 5 in all of my events and all of SUNYX. Obviously, like I said, swimming is my passion. I've done it countless of years. It was really hard to just give it up. You've done it your whole life, and then you just kind of have to give it up for something that you want to pursue in your future.
Look, you get an opportunity to compete and play at a high level, and people say it's Division III, but it's still pretty good comp. And just to be with teammates and kind of push them every day really pushes me, and I love that.
I feel like it's not as much pressure on you to be as good of an athlete as some other bigger places.
I think at D3 there's a good balance. I don't feel overwhelmed as much. I feel like I have enough time for athletics, I have enough time for a social life with friends, and I have enough time to prioritize soccer. I love the atmosphere at Fredonia. My teammates make it so worth it. Never have I second-guessed my decision of playing Fredonia women's soccer.
My favorite part probably would be, honestly, probably meeting my teammates, because everywhere you go, you're gonna meet these people that you'll be friends, will be your friends for the rest of your life.
Definitely the friendships I built. We were a small team, one of the smaller teams on campus, so it was a lot easier to build friendships and relationships with everyone on your team. I was captain of the team last year, and people looked up to me as a leader and a role model, and it felt really good building those connections with my team.
It gives you great exposure. You meet a lot of different people, and like I said, everyone knows who you are. So that's really cool. You have a good atmosphere, a lot of fans at the games, and you kind of know who all those people are, and they all know who you are. So it makes it cool playing in a small, tight-knit community like that.
Another overlooked part of Division III is the coaching and how much it differs from higher levels.
Okay, I'm Tori Poffenberger, the head coach here at SUNY Fredonia for women's lacrosse. I'm originally from Maryland, but I played at St. Mary's College of Maryland down there and came up here 2 years ago.
Jordan Bazile, the head baseball coach at Fredonia State from Jamestown, New York. I'm a graduate of SUNY Fredonia in 2009, played baseball here for 4 years.
I had a couple interviews and I was only looking D3 really. And I think that was because I just felt the coaching staff at my D3 institution at St. Mary's was so close. When I came here and interviewed, the staff here is really close and super friendly. And I felt like, again, the community is exactly what I wanted from a D3 level instead of a higher up. And I really like the idea of helping student athletes prepare for the next level of their life. And that's typically not going to be in a professional sport or at a more athletic level. Totally worth it. Just from the moment I stepped foot on campus for my interview, the staff was extremely welcoming. I got to talk with quite a few of the players that were on campus that day. I loved them right away. I could tell there was this baseline of we just need the coach to take us to the next level. We want to be really successful and we want to put in the hard work, but we need a leader to take us there. And I was so excited and ready to step into that spot.
Where else would you rather be? I know this school better than anywhere. It brought me back to my roots. It brought me back home, 45 minutes away from family. And now I get to do it as a coach and not just a player. I've done it at all four levels. Actually, I've done it at the junior college level, Division I level, Division II, and Division III. And truthfully, Division III is my favorite level that I've personally been at. You know, you got guys that want to be here, that are coachable guys, and they're going to work hard for you every single day.
I think for me is just the relationships that you get to form with specifically like my student athletes off the field too. I feel like at the D1 and D2 level, a lot of it is just about sport and like what you can do in the weight room and on the track, wherever it is. Whereas D3 is about forming those relationships off the field too, which I really love. The number one thing that I look for, and this might sound kind of cheesy or cliche, but I typically look at my recruits on the sideline a lot of the times, like who's the kid that's yelling the loudest for their team, who's always the best teammate, like someone scores a goal, who's going up to stick click them and celebrate them right away. Like I want kids that celebrate their teammates just as much as they celebrate themselves.
First, you want a good kid that comes in and you know, when they come on their recruiting visit, you get to meet them, meet their family. You want somebody that's going to be a good kid and that's going to work hard for you every single day. If you put two guys together, you got one A guy and you got one B guy. The A guy might have all the tools and skills in the world, but you got a B guy who does everything right, who's going to work every single day. That's the guy we're looking for at Fredonia.
Like grit, right? Like they're the kids that hustle after the ground ball. Okay, they might make a mistake, but they want to make up for it. The kids that just are workhorses all the way across the field, because I know that at the D3 level, like I can coach those kids up. If they celebrate their teammates and they're gritty and they work hard, we can coach those kids up to the next level and make them really successful here at Fredonia.
Playing here at Fredonia, I think, has allowed me to gain a lot of different people skills, meeting various people, talking to various people, doing interviews.
I mean, I feel like growing up, Division III always had like a stigma surrounding it, and being here and just accepting the fact that you have to put in the work at all times and show up each and every day, I think it's just built my character and made me a stronger person.
Playing soccer helped me grow as a person and as a person in a leadership position. I think it also helped with my communication. On the soccer field, you're constantly communicating with your teammates, and I got much better communication skills out of playing soccer.
I've had to learn certain skills that I did not have before. It showed me a lot about myself, and it will help me not only better myself, but I can also teach some of the lessons that I learned here to, you know, younger generation, you know, being my kids, my younger siblings, you know, anything like that. So I've just bettered myself being out here.
Where do you think you'd be without hockey?
Without hockey, I'm not too sure where I'd be.
I think I'd be lost. I can't imagine my life without soccer. It's made me who I am, and it's just a huge part of my daily life. So.
Oh, that's you can't even think about stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Who knows? I've never even thought of that, because at the end of the day, I don't know. Where I come from, you never know. You know what I mean? So basketball's a lifesaver.
Hockey's kind of guided my life since a young age, and without it, I think I wouldn't have as good of personal skills and people skills, and as well as hard work, and I think I'd be lost without it, to be honest. I think some advice that I'd give a young athlete who's looking to play Division III athletics is go somewhere where you can find a good balance between school and academics as well as your sport. Make sure that you're not just going somewhere purely because of academics or purely because of a sport. I think you should try and find a good balance between the two.
I'd say go for it. You got nothing to lose, really.
I would tell them to go for it.
Yeah, I would say go for it, man. Like, you know, screw what other people think. You know, you might get some flack for playing Division III, maybe not going D2 or D1.
Understand that a lot comes with it. Even though it's Division III, you still have to put in the work and put in the time, and understand that even though it might not have been your initial plan to go D3, you might have wanted to go bigger. Understand that there's still like 0.2% of the world that, you know, gets to go on to play college ball. So
if you don't go for a year. If you don't like it, then don't do it. Give it a try. See how it goes. If you're truly passionate about your sport, go for your sport. Do it.
I think just the opportunity to be on a field and show what you got day in and day out is important.
At the end of the day, just put your head down, grind, books-wise and sport-wise, and, you know, do your time and enjoy it while it lasts, because whatever you play is going to stop one day, so enjoy it while it lasts.
As for Fredonia, it seems like better days are ahead as the school's athletics programs look to build for the future.
Yeah, I feel like since 2 years ago, since I got here, I feel like the energy has like picked up in general around Fredonia athletics. And I feel like our programs are growing. And what I see from a coaching perspective is that like coaches are kind of challenging each other in this really healthy way of like, I'm doing this for my team. Like, what are you doing for your team, in a really positive way?
Yeah, athletics is 100% moving in the right direction. Number one, to put Fredonia back on the map. I think we're always on the map. It's just a matter of now winning, and you know, building a team that freshmen stay together all the way till they're a senior. Number one goal is to go and win, and I think the rest will solve itself.
So me personally, I knew the team that I was inheriting had gone through a lot of coaching changes before I got here. I think they had 4 coaches in like 1 calendar year, which is absolutely crazy. So I came in and wanted to provide stability, energy, and like a trust and a bond they hadn't had yet. And I feel like we've accomplished that at this point as a lacrosse program. So now it's all about how can we coach them up to the next level, skill-wise, lacrosse IQ-wise, and how can we do that with gear? How can we do that with, like, how can we take everything to the next level? So, like, I want to be back here, right? And that's a long-term goal, but every year we do something small to get there. And I know over time we're going to develop into exactly what we want.
After being at Fredonia for 4 years, my perception hasn't really changed too much. I think it's still a great place to be. It's very fun, great atmosphere. Whether you're on the ice for a game or you're walking around campus, there's a lot of very nice people here.
It's been good. Definitely challenging at times, but for the most part, I think I found a family here, and I haven't really been accepted anywhere else. But I feel like this is a good place for me.
I remember I said at first there was like nobody on campus, and I was like, what is this little low town? But after being on campus, you can see how many people there really can be in this one little area. You know, it's very close school. If you do something that everybody knows about it, you can't do nothing without, you know, it getting around. So
I think it's a lot less scary. Like I said earlier, coming in, I was intimidated. College athletics, seemed like it was this scary thing. But in reality, it has brought me so many friendships, so many life lessons have been learned on that soccer field. And overall, I think of Fredonia now as family.
I feel like my whole life I've been a competitor and just continue to put on a uniform every day and just give it my best shot. It's really what I'm looking to do. And, you know, you meet some pretty cool guys along the way, and hoping to keep these relationships for a long time.
Yeah, I feel like a pro. You tripping. Yeah, well, you tripping. Yeah. Zay signing out. Let me stop. I'm mic'd up and stuff. Oh, my.